Hey guys, Alex here, and in today's video, I want to talk to you guys about a serious problem that I foresee the iPhone 17 lineup having. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, it has everything to do with the material that they chose to use for this year's lineup of iPhones. And if you don't know, they opted in for aluminum. And this is only 2 years after they brought titanium to the iPhone 15. And if you don't remember, when Apple went titanium, they made a huge deal about it, how it's extremely durable, it's the strongest material ever, and it's very scratch resistant and just overall a much stronger material, which is definitely true. My iPhone 16 Pro Max and my Galaxy S25 Ultra, which is also made out of titanium, 1 year later is still in incredible shape. There's no damage, no dents, and no scratches on the titanium. It is actually incredibly resilient to scratches and damage. But this year, with the iPhone 17 lineup, Apple switched to aluminum. And if you haven't seen the drama online, there are already, just weeks later, so many people posting online showing pictures of their damaged iPhones. They're getting scratched up, dented, scuffed up, and just having all sorts of damage on the frame. And the reason for this is because aluminum is not a very durable material. And literally, as I came to film this video, I noticed something on my iPhone right there. You can see I have some damage on my aluminum frame as well. I honestly just noticed this like 20 minutes before I started shooting, and I've only had this phone for a little bit over a week, and it's already damaged. So that begs the question, why did Apple do this? They already had a titanium phone. They know that they're very scratch resistant and durable. Why did they go to aluminum? Well, the reason for that is that aluminum is a much better material for heat management, and Apple claims that it's 20 times better than titanium for thermal conductivity. So in other words, what they're saying is that your phone is going to be able to run at peak performance for longer. So if you're gaming or doing other intensive tasks, your phone is going to be able to sustain that performance for longer because it doesn't have to throttle down due to heat. And this is all true. Yes, if your phone heats up, it's going to throttle, and yes, aluminum is better for heat dispersion. But in the same year that they went aluminum, they also put a vapor chamber into the iPhone, which I would think would be the perfect solution for any heat issues that you might have on a titanium phone. And I don't remember heat management ever really being a problem on any of the previous iPhones. Yes, there are times when it would get kind of warm, but I personally have honestly never had any heat issues, or especially to the point where my phone would just shut down or give me any warnings or stop working. So I don't feel like that was ever really that big of an issue. And especially now that they introduced a vapor chamber in here, I feel like any heat that this phone would generate would be handled pretty easily by that vapor chamber. And putting an aluminum frame on here is kind of just an overkill. I don't think it was necessary. And now the trade-off is we have a little bit maybe better heat dispersion, but this phone is incredibly susceptible to damage. And not only that, but aluminum feels cheaper. Like as soon as you pick up this phone, compared to last year's titanium frame, you immediately notice a difference. It just feels cheaper. It's not as premium. And when you're paying this kind of money for a device like that, you don't want something that feels cheap, and you especially don't want something that'll scratch and dent and scuffed up as easily as this phone does. And another thing I'm worried about is, given the condition of some of these iPhones only a couple of weeks later, I cannot imagine how they're going to hold up years down the line. Some people keep their phones for 3, 4, 5, 6 years, and after that time, it is just going to look like an absolute mess. And that's going to hurt the resale value of iPhones. They're usually known for retaining their value, and if you want to sell your iPhone down the road, you can usually make a lot of your money back. But if these phones are going to be all scratched up and scuffed and just damaged, you're definitely going to have a hard time selling your phone or trying to make any of your money back. And honestly, I'm kind of just confused by Apple's move here. They spent 2 years telling us that titanium is a much better material, it's more durable, it's the strongest iPhone ever. And now suddenly they move over to aluminum, and it's just worse in every way except for heat dispersion, which I don't think was ever really a big issue with iPhones ever. And now, especially with the introduction of the vapor chamber, I just think we didn't even need this aluminum frame. That vapor chamber would definitely have been enough. So the trade-off here is kind of negative. But let me know in the comments below, what do you guys think about the new iPhone? What do you think about this aluminum frame? And if you picked up one of the new iPhones, are you having the same issue? Have you had any scratches or dents on your phone? Let me know, but that's going to do it for now. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.